Sometimes doing something a little bit different and not following what mainstream Americans are doing will seem a little bit controversial. So I've compiled a list of controversial things, at least things that seem controversial to mainstream that us frugal people are doing. Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you don't know me, I'm the owner of FrozenPennies.com. I'm a financial coach, and as a family, we are debt-free. Okay, the community has spoken. These are the things that are super controversial. And I'm saying that with a little tongue-in-cheek action because most of these things don't seem super controversial to me. Let me know in the comments if you think that these things are controversial and which ones are just way out of line. Number one, declining the rounding up at the register for charity. That seems to be controversial. Why would you not want to give to the March of Dimes at the register? Why would you not round up to the nearest dollar amount and donate? Well, some people feel that that's just not their way. They would rather, instead of being pressured to donate out of the goodness of their hearts the amounts they want for the charities that they feel most passionate about. Rounding up at registers, not gonna happen? Oh, asking for a discount. Why would you ask for a discount when you have a small business who's probably working too hard to make ends meet or make money? Why would you want to take money out of their pocket? There's a couple of things that you can consider here. First, asking for a discount may make sense if you're paying cash, for example, because if you're paying through a card, there is a 3% fee that small business has to pay because you've used plastic instead of cash. Also, small businesses may take that into consideration because it's good customer service and it's reoccurring revenue. If you come up to me and say, I would like to purchase that painting on the wall, but I was wondering if I paid cash if you would give me a 10% discount. I may say, sure, absolutely, 10% discount for cash, not a problem. And I'm hoping then, because we have a good relationship now, because I've given you a discount, you will come back and purchase another painting from me. And you will also tell all of your friends how great I am, how wonderful my paintings are, and they will in return come to me for their painting and decorating needs. Taking and reusing condiments that you've gotten through a meal. So if you go to Chick-fil-A and they give you too many Chick-fil-A sauce packets, you then reuse them. That's controversial? Maybe not. What might be a little bit more controversial is if you are stealing more than you need when it's self-service. I mean, if you're going through the drive-thru and they put 10 Chick-fil-A sauces in your bag, then that's wasteful if you throw them away. If you go into the restaurant, there's a bin of them there, and you take a handful of 20 of them when you know you're not necessarily needing 20 of them, that might be a little controversial. Buying used clothes. There are many comments that I have seen on videos where people are completely turned off by used clothing, stating things like, what if the person died who was wearing those clothes? Or what if they had bed bugs? Or they were sweating in those clothes? Why would you want those? In my opinion, you wash them. They're fine. No big deal. Number 5, replanting veggies like celery or onions. You cut off the celery, you've got the root bulb, you stick it in dirt, and you regrow the celery that you already have. Some people feel that's very controversial, and you should not do that. You should go buy new celery. Number 6, bringing your own tea bags when you go out for coffee, tea, or lunch. Asking for just hot water and using your own tea bag. If you're on a special diet, maybe having your own tea bag isn't so bad. If you're going to meet a friend for lunch, you're paying for the food, you want to have your own tea, okay. But if you're just going and you're going to take up the space in a restaurant or a coffee shop for paying customers, and you're bringing your own tea bag, and you're not paying for the hot water, you are just taking the space that could be used for a paying customer, that really does borderline on ethics. Number 7, you go to a buffet or a salad bar and you load up and you take them home. I have a story. My gram was super frugal. My gram kind of maybe border on that ethics thing. She used to go to this buffet where they offered shrimp, and she used to bring, no lie, a zipper bag in her purse. And while nobody was looking, she would load up the shrimp from her plate into the zipper bag and take them home. Now that might very well be borderline ethical. This one, I'm not quite sure where the controversy lies. Staying with friends or family while traveling or going on vacation. I don't find that to be controversial. If my niece lives in Virginia and I'm traveling from New York to South Carolina to Myrtle Beach, and we can stop over and visit, we don't see her often enough anyway, visit, spend the night there, and then continue on our journey on our vacation, why not? As long as she's got the room and as long as we're not intruding and as long as we ask for permission. My niece would never ever say no. My cousin is the same way. My cousin kind of got a little upset with us because when we were traveling in our camper last winter, we didn't surf in his driveway with our camper for one night while we were there. I told him that the next time we do, we will. We will definitely stay in his driveway. Number 9 seems to be a little bit controversial according to the community. Using family for childcare. If you feel like you're taking advantage of somebody for childcare, that might be controversial. But I'll tell you, any opportunity I have to sit with my grandchildren, I am all about it. I will move mountains to be able to do that. As a matter of fact, I take my granddaughter to dance class on Mondays. Yes, it helps out her parents, but it's more fun for me than anything. Number 10, taking toiletries from hotels. This is borderline too. This is kind of if-then type thing. If they have the small samples of toiletries, I think that you should be able to take them home. Because I know that many times if you don't finish them, they're just going to throw them away. I believe that the price that you're paying for the hotel each night includes the toiletries. Now, if they have the big dispensers hanging in the shower that they refill, that you just pump, you can't take those. I mean, you can't take the dispensers off the wall. But the small trial size, they're yours. Oh, number 11, I'm picturing my gram, rewashing and reusing Ziploc bags. There's a lot of talk about contamination and bacteria when it comes to Ziploc bags. And I'll have to say, if I'm putting meat in a Ziploc bag, I'm probably not going to be reusing that Ziploc bag. But if I'm putting cookies or breads or pastries or just using them for travel purposes, more than likely I'll be reusing that Ziploc bag. And I'll probably be using my reusable Ziploc bag. If you're looking for a good reusable silicone Ziploc bag, I have some in my Amazon shop. That link will be in the description. Oh, this one was super fascinating. Going through the empties, the laundry detergent empties at a laundromat. This woman wasn't even there to do her laundry. She just swings in and collects all of the empty laundry detergent bottles, because she adds a little bit of water and uses the laundry detergent, residual laundry detergent that was left over in the bottle for her own laundry. I'm not sure how I feel about this. How do you feel about stopping in and collecting the laundry bottles and reusing that, even if you're not even there to do laundry? Number 13, sharing a meal at a restaurant. Is this controversial? I do know that many restaurants that I worked at charge a sharing fee. So if you don't buy your own meal, there might be a $3 plate charge for you to share a meal. Now, I am a firm believer that most restaurants give you way too much food. I don't necessarily need all that food. So I would be perfectly fine most of the time sharing a meal with a friend. Number 14, using cloths for toileting. Instead of toilet paper, using cloths and washing and reusing. There's a lot of worry about sickness and bacteria, and this is one of the places where people worry the most. This And reusing Ziploc bags and wearing other people's clothing are the top bacteria worries for people. Number 15, very controversial, picking up pennies and coins off the ground. I can tell you that I have seen people that actually just throw their change on the ground because they don't want to be bothered with change. That is mind-blowing to me. I don't understand that at all. I have a jar that I collect change from. I can't imagine just throwing that away. And there's controversy in picking that up. I'm going to go back to my gram again. She always looked down and always found coins on the ground and always picked them up. She even taught all of her grandchildren this trick. I mean, how fun is it for a 6-year-old to find a quarter? For me, it was fantastic. Number 16, using a towel more than once. I don't know about you, but man, laundry is probably the bane of my existence. That and unloading the dishwasher. So if I can stretch out the towel washing a couple of days, I'm all for it. And let's face it, you get out of the shower, you're clean. You're just mopping up some water off of your body, you hang the towel to dry, and you use it again. What's the big deal? And number 17, saving the water and using it for other purposes. So if the water is running in your sink and you're waiting for it to heat up, you collect that water, use it for flushing or watering plants or something else. I'm not sure why everybody was up in a tizzy about this one. It doesn't really make any sense to me, and I don't know what the controversy there is. Oh, number 18, buying discounted meat, expired or dented foods. This is huge. I don't know why people think that they're going to be sick if they buy a box of macaroni that it says best if used by last month's date. It's macaroni. If you look at the USDA.gov website, it will tell you exactly when and where and how and why food expiration dates exist and the safety protocol behind each of the foods. I strongly urge you to educate and look these facts up and then base your opinions off of the facts. Number 19. This may seem a little controversial because I don't think I'm going to do this. Dumpster diving. Now, I do know that a lot of people have mentioned that many businesses are putting locks on their dumpsters and their garbage cans because of liability purposes. That's probably very true in many of the bigger cities. Around me, I don't think I've ever seen a lock on a dumpster before. So there's a possibility that you could dumpster dive for things that you might find valuable. I don't know if it's for me. I don't think you'd catch me in a dumpster. But I would be willing to pick up good quality items that are on the side of the road, say on the tree belt, that I could refurnish. I know my mom does this. My mom finds really great furniture all the time on the side of the road where she lives. She brings them home, refinishes them, repurposes them, and they look beautiful. My mom definitely has a knack for this. And lastly, cold showers or showering less often. This is huge. I do not shower every day. I don't need to shower every day. I don't stink. I'm not dirty. I don't have a hard, active job. I'm not working construction. I don't need to shower every day, especially in the winter where it just dries out my skin even more. It's such a controversy. When I've stated this in other videos, people come out of the woodwork telling me how gross I am. It's controversial, to say the least. So that's the 20 things. Those are the 20 controversial and maybe even a little unethical things that some people do to remain frugal. Now, there's a difference between frugal and cheap. Do these things make you cheap? Do they make you frugal? Or do they make you smart? Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I truly appreciate you and have a great day. Bye-bye.